What is up, everyone? Welcome to, we really don't have a name yet. We'll just call it the Tactical Esports talk show for now. Don't really have a name. We'll come up with one, though, eventually. I'm here with Nick. Hello, Nick.
What's up?
Alright, and today, just pretty much, I'll give you a quick rundown of what this show is going to be about. Pretty much, we're going to talk about topics and anything, but today it's going to be more about esports, just because there's been some news in the esports news today. But overall, though, for the podcast or show, whatever you want to call it, we'll be talking about different subjects. So I guess I'll give you the rundown of what we're going to talk about. First, we're going to talk about news that just came in, actually. Karma got suspended for the first match, or for his next match, which would be against Dream Team. And then we're going to also talk about predictions for the CWL, who we think's going to make it into the finals, all that. And we'll also talk about teams who we can build to be Optic, or if there is a team who does have the potential to get there. And then we'll probably talk a little bit about the Halo Pro League and the CSGO Pro League. So I guess we'll jump into it right away. Karma has been suspended for the next game against Dream Team, but he tweeted out, "So I've been suspended from our next league match. We will have to forfeit as we have no sub." Really moving forward here, referring to the league. Now, what I have to say on this, it's this league right now, it's just all in a mess. I mean, it feels like people are just getting fined for just speaking their own opinion, and all they're saying is they just want to make the league better, and it feels like the league's just completely shutting it down. I gotta feel bad for Karma. I mean, it's not really gonna impact the standings much. I mean, they're 15-5, but still, you want to make that record look good as much as possible. But Dream Team, that really puts the last bottom three teams in an interesting position now, because that's a free win for them. So it should be interesting to see how this shapes up. So, what do you think about it, Nick?
I mean, yeah, you're really looking at I don't think it just affects the bottom three teams. You're really looking at Rise Nation down 5th to 9th place standings, because Rise Nation to Cloud9 from 5th to 7th, you have them at 11-9, and Luminosity, you have them at 8th place with Dream Team right behind at 9th, both 10-10. So you're looking at potentially, you see somebody like Rise Nation, HDK, they have upset someone, beats one of those teams. You're looking at a position where potentially even Rise, HDK, or Cloud9 may not even make it in to the finals, especially Luminosity, into playoffs. So I think not only would it, obviously it doesn't affect Optic standings, but definitely does make an impact on those that 5th to 9th place. And like you said, also, I don't like how these pro players, they can get suspended and get penalized for speaking their mind, although they are wanting to make the CWL better. And I think the CWL does want to improve in its first year. Taking in advice and taking in criticism from the pro players themselves is the best thing to do.
Yeah, true. I mean, even you gotta remember, MLG, been doing it since Modern Warfare 3 at least, or before that, Black Ops. They were doing it for a while, so they had it pretty down. The events were good, but also they didn't have PlayStation 4 events. So I mean, the Bluetooth isn't, I wouldn't say it's a CWL fault. Obviously, something Sony, but they can't predict that. But still, I mean, it's their first year. I mean, I'm glad to see Call of Duty, Activision and Treyarch, all the studios, taking esports more we want to get this up to the level of a CSGO or a League of Legends, which it will be a couple years before we get that. I mean, well, we actually have had a 200,000 viewer stream for the end of Season 1 finals, but I mean, we haven't really got up to the rest of the year. I mean, we did have one more of 100,000, but what you were saying, though, I mean, yeah, this doesn't impact Optic, but yeah, the rest of the standings, though, this actually does have trickles down. It's a big effect, because I'm looking at the schedule here, and Cloud9 plays Luminosity, actually, this upcoming week. So Cloud9 drops down, Luminosity heads up. Think about it. You have H2K. If H2K and Rise lose, which I don't think they're playing each other, you'll have like 4 teams at like 11 and 10, or 5. You'll have 5 teams at 11 and 10. Just think about that. That's insane to
Yeah,
think about. There is a chance Rise Nation might not make season 2 playoffs. Just think about that. There is a slight chance.
and like you said, it's totally possible that that can happen. I mean, right now with the Rise as their map win percentage 58.1%, I don't see that as being the most likely case. Obviously, HGK and Cloud9 both have you know, higher chance at not making playoffs. But if Luminosity drops that game to Cloud9, you said, right? That series
Yes.
to Cloud9, then I don't think Luminosity has a chance at making it into playoffs because Dream Team getting that free win from Optic, putting them up at 11 and 10, then Luminosity loses that 10 to 11. I think they're gonna have really difficult time making it into playoffs if they do make it at all. So it's a big series for them.
Yeah, it's the one good thing about season 2. I mean, it hasn't been good so far, in my opinion, with all the forfeits and stuff and all the people getting fined and stuff. Is it's coming down to the wire last week. I mean, it's interesting to see how all this is gonna happen and stuff, and I'm really intrigued to see who's gonna make it in. So actually, let's talk about that right now. So we're going into the last week. We have we have 4 teams at 11 wins. Technically, Dream Team, they're at 11. You got Luminosity right now on the outside looking in, which I would think it would be a damn shame to see that Luminosity roster, not Season 2 playoffs. I think they're a strong team. They have the only thing, they are a strong team overall. I feel like Nameless brings that chemistry in with Study and Spacey. I feel like they have good chemistry as a whole team. But Spacely and Nameless, I feel like slaying wise just aren't there as like a top level team. Study and Saints on the other hand, those are 2 players who can hang with like an Optic Gaming slaying wise. So I mean, I feel like Luminosity, if you had to pick a team to go up against Optic as like one of that 8 seed, they would have the best chance in my opinion. I mean, I feel like they're better than an H2K, better than a Cloud9, and I would take them over a Dream Team. I feel like they're better than all those teams, but with all the internet issues also, I mean, yes, I think they did get a free win against Optic, but they've had internet issues. But if I had to pick teams that get in, I would say the team that gets left out, in my opinion, I would have to say Cloud9. I feel like Luminosity beats Cloud9. H2K, let's see, H2K and Rise also play. So that's an interesting series, because whoever team loses that, say if Rise gets 3-0'd, which is highly improbable, their map win percentage takes a little bit of a hit. I mean, you don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
HGK bumps up.
yeah, I mean, it's not impossible. I mean, who knows? Dream Team has a free win there. H2K has to play Envy as well. Rise and Envy in the same week? Not something you want to, like, it's going to be tough. And Luminosity has the best chance, too, because Cloud9 has to play FaZe. FaZe is a decent team. I would say top 4 team, in my opinion. And Luminosity gets to play Complexity. So, I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens here. If I had to pick, though, I would say the bottom standings, Rise beats H2. Well, I won't get into that yet, but I would say the bottom 5, Rise will stay at 5. Luminosity, no. Trying to see, this is tough. I would say H2K also stays there. Dream Team, Luminosity. I say Cloud9 has to be my team left out. I feel like Cloud9 gets left out. What do you think? How do you think it's going to break down?
Now, I'm a little biased here because I do like Luminosity as a team, and like you said, I think it'd be, definitely very unfortunate and very heartbreaking if Luminosity doesn't make it into the playoffs because they are, like you said, a very
They have so
good
much
team.
potential. So much potential.
Exactly, definitely a lot of potential, but I think it'd either be Cloud9 or H2K in my opinion that doesn't make it into playoffs. I feel like Dream Team definitely has the potential to, and obviously, especially with this free win series against Optic. But I feel like Dream Team definitely has potential also to come out sharp and go into playoffs. But I think it's really H2K or Cloud9 that doesn't get in my opinion. But also, Rise haven't been playing the best in the past couple weeks. So if they start slacking, Rise can get in trouble here.
Yeah, I mean, it's not impossible. I mean, it's when you think about it, if you just told someone at the beginning of the season, Rise, there's a chance that they can fall out and not make season 2, they would laugh at you. But now, I mean, it's most likely not going to happen. It's like least probability, but I mean, when you think about it, I mean, Elevate, they're 11-8. They only have like a 50.7% map win percentage, and they have to play, let's see. They have to play Rise, so that's a big match. Rise could move up, get a better seeding, which I mean, if Rise, so actually, it looks like Rise and Elevate will play each other at the playoffs. What they do: 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7, 3 through 6, 4 and 5. Rise versus Elevate in the first round. That's like 2 teams that I consider, like, if you put together like a top 4 teams, I consider both those teams in it, in my opinion. So I mean, seeing those first round possibly, it's big. So Elevate plays Rise, and Elevate, okay, well, they play 100 Thieves, so I would say it's almost a free win, but who knows? 100 Thieves almost beat Optic. I mean, anything's possible, I guess, at this point. All right, so we said who we think's going to make it in, who we think's going to be the odd man out here. Wait, is there a chance? No, Complexity does a good map. Wonder says no, they can't get it. All right, I guess we'll go into breakdown match by match, or close to, not, we won't break it down, but we'll say who we think's we win. All right, first match, Cloud9 versus Luminosity. I got Luminosity. Who do you have?
I say Luminosity. Do you have prediction of map count?
Yeah, I'll say 3-2. I give Cloud9 respect. I know they're not a bad team. I say 3-2. It's gonna be good.
I kind of want to give Luminosity 3-1, in my opinion.
3-1. Yeah, I can
feel
see
like
that.
Luminosity takes the hard point in the search, especially if Steady Sniper is on.
Yeah.
And
I see Cloud9
I think
taking.
Luminosity drops to uplink.
Yeah, I'd say Cloud9, their uplink games, I would say, is relatively strong. And I feel like Capture the Flag's always like that wild card mode. You kind of, it can go anyone's way, and I feel like that's Cloud9. It might be a reverse sweep if Cloud9 somehow keeps winning, but I still say Luminosity. All right, next matchup, Rise H2K, another 2 teams fighting to stay alive. I mean, Rise is in a better spot, obviously. But you know what? I feel like H2K plays their best when their backs are against the wall. I'll take the upset here. You know, I'll even say 3-1 H2K. I feel like they come out firing, and I feel like Rise just wins the hard point, H2K wins search, uplink, and capture the flag.
I'd have to say I do agree actually with you. I believe H2K definitely can win the series, and I think they actually might win the series, especially with the way Rise has been performing. I don't think that Rise, if they do perform the way they have been against H2K, then H2K definitely has the potential to win. I don't know if it'll be 3-1. I think it may be 3-2 with the Rise just trying to cling in there. But I do feel that H2K takes that series unless Rise steps it up.
All right, next series we have TSM versus FaZe Clan. TSM, didn't they win their last match? I forgot who they played. Or was it... I don't remember who they played their last match.
I believe TSM played Dream Team.
Actually, their last match, they beat Luminosity. That's a devastating loss for Luminosity. Their last
that's
match.
right, that's right.
Yeah, I just saw that. I would say I would have to stick with... I mean, I feel like TSM, for some reason, I feel like they're just going to hang in there. I feel like they're going to keep it going, you know what I mean? Like, they're not going to just, like, give up. I feel like TSM... This is a tough one for me. I want to take the upset, but FaZe played well against Optic. I'll take FaZe. 3-1.
I can't imagine it going any other way besides FaZe. I feel like it definitely has potential to go 3-0. FaZe is arguably one of the best hardpoint teams in the CWL, and their S&D has definitely improved. And uplink, they're one of the better uplink teams throughout the CWL. I believe they're 13-5 or something like that in uplink as their record in stage 2. So I feel it's 3-0 for FaZe.
Yeah. All right, that was Optic would have been playing Dream Team, but obviously Dream Team wins that. And then we have Complexity versus Envy. I mean, Complexity has shown me nothing recently. It just feels like when they aren't supposed to win, they win. But when, I mean, not all the time, but some of the times when they're not supposed, like when they're not supposed to win, I mean, they keep, they hang in close. I mean, nah, I still say Envy. I'd say Envy 3's awesome. I mean, when Complexity should like have fire to like do good, they don't. I mean, I gotta take Complexity. Or what am I saying? Envy.
I definitely agree with that. Envy, I believe, takes it 3-0, especially if you saw the way Envious played last series. I believe, I forget who they played exactly. Who, do you know who it was, Tim? Who they played last
Uh,
series?
I can pull it up for you real quick, but let me see.
I think they played the Rise.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm pretty
That's
sure.
who.
I'm pretty sure.
They, yeah, I'm pretty sure they played Rise. And Envious, they came out very strong, and they were playing with a sub. They were playing with Khalifa. JCap wasn't there, one of their stronger players, not taking anything away from any of the the rest of the Envious squad, because
Yeah.
they're all a bunch of talented players. But JCap, being a really dominant AR, bringing Khalifa in from I believe TK, that's definitely a hit. And Envious were able to win that series, which was very wasn't surprising necessarily, but you think that Rise would have put up a better fight, especially with the substitute S&D strats. Khalifa might not be hanging in there, but Envious was doing very well. Slasher dropping 53 kills in the hard point that game against Rise. If he plays like that with JCap on, that's going to be phenomenal. And JCap being able to hold any bomb sites down with an AR that he can. Um, I I see Envious 3-0ing, to be honest. Complexity.
Yeah.
And Complexity, they haven't been playing strong, and I think, they'd be down there with the likes of TSM had it not been for, a couple forfeits going their way.
All right. Next matchup here we have HUK versus Envy. So this is two teams that I feel like don't get enough of the respect they deserve. I feel like Envy, even though yeah they haven't performed on land or they didn't perform at Anaheim, I feel like as a team they for sure can be that. I feel like they should beat Rise. That's how I feel about them. I feel pretty strongly. I feel like they should be a team consistently most of the time beating or good amount of the time beating Rise. I feel like slaying overall. I feel like they can outslay them. Um, and then you have H2K, like I said, back against the wall. I mean, they did come back at relegation, and they started off the season pretty hot, and they've been ending it pretty good as well. I mean, middle of the season was weak for them, but they started playing. I say this one has to go to Game 5. I feel like these two teams are just both going to come out like playing at their best. I feel like it's going to be a really good series. I say Envy pulls out the win. Goes to probably around 10, round 11 in Surge Game 5.
I have to agree with you. I think Envy pulls out the win. I don't know, maybe 3-2 or 3-1. I don't think they get the 3-0. I think HGK, is going to put up a fight, try to get up a map, against
Yeah.
Envious.
I say they
But
take the
I
second
do
Surge at
believe
least.
that, yeah, yeah, definitely. But I think Envious definitely pulls out the win with the way they've been playing very well. Like I said, last series without JCap, Slasher pulled the weight, was phenomenal, and I think if Slasher plays the way he was playing with JCap on the team, there's no telling how far Envious can make it.
Very true, very true. So an interesting matchup here, Elevate and Rise. So this could be a preview of a first round matchup, 4 and 5 seed. So you have Elevate coming off of Anaheim, or yeah, second place at Anaheim. Rise, a little bit disappointing at Anaheim. I mean, they did get 3-0'd by Optic. I mean, I think Optic really just showed their dominance there. Like when I said Envy, I feel they're better than Rise. I'm not taking anything away from Rise. They're a great team. They're still like a top team. But I think Optic 3-0 them showed them something at Anaheim. But if I had to say, I feel like Elevate doesn't come up to the occasion. They usually do squander under the occasion, in my opinion. And I go with Rise takes the series 3-1. Elevate probably might steal Search.
I have to disagree with you on that one. I think Elevate wins and beats Rise, I'd have to go with 3-2.
3-2.
I think that, like I said, Rise's performance lately hasn't shown me that they are that consistent top four team. They really need Octane to come back. They need the old Octane back, the Octane that was
What's
up there
going on?
against the likes of Formal and Clayster with his AR shot. And I think really Rise just needs to pull together. I don't know if they have that motivation, that drive necessarily at like they did in the beginning of the stage, in stage two, and at the end of stage one finals. And I see Elevate pulling this one away.
All right, next matchup we have another team low to the standings. They're my team that I'm predicting they're gonna fall out. They're gonna be the ones eventually not making it. And we got FaZe versus Cloud9. I say Cloud9 takes the hard point in my opinion. Actually, didn't this went to a map 5 last time they played, right? I'm pretty sure. I remember watching that. This went to a map 5. I know FaZe, they're a strong hardpoint team. I would say 3-1 FaZe. Cloud9 either takes the uplink or hardpoint. They don't take anything else. I feel like FaZe, they'll come out and they'll win.
I don't know if I can make a solid prediction on this one. I believe that if Cloud9 shows up that day, I believe that they can definitely take it to a game five. Not winning the hardpoint, I think that Cloud9's best chances is taking the search and taking the CTF. But at that point, if it goes to that game five, you really need to see attach a sniper on point. You need Zuma to be that person just adding the aggression on constantly. And if you see FaZe show up, that I believe it goes 3-2 in favor of FaZe. But I do believe Cloud9 has the potential to beat FaZe going into a game five.
Yeah, I just want to bring up some stats here for FaZe actually. It's actually real interesting because I feel like everyone on FaZe has above a 1 KD, right? And you would think, I mean, slaying wise, they're a great team, but I don't know what it is. It feels like them and Cloud9 and FaZe, they get like the unimportant kills outside. I just want to talk about this briefly. We'll get back to the predictions, but I've always said this from the very start. When Cloud9 got in the league, it's part of my French, but they're kill whores in my opinion. They're not trying to do that. It's not like they're trying to play a pub or something and just buff their KD, but I feel like they get the unimportant kills. FaZe too, I feel like they just get those unimportant kills like outside the hill that when it comes to inside the hill, they just don't like get those big kills that they need. Like Optic, they have two players with an overall KD under under 1. And on this team, you have Enable as a higher KD than Scump. Suma as a higher KD than well, no, it would be Clayster and Formal, but still, I mean, it's these teams that I feel like it's weird the way they play. I feel like they have so much potential and it's just squandered. And also an interesting thing, the last like 4 matches for FaZe have been all gone to game 5, but I just wanted to bring that up because I feel like FaZe and Cloud9 could do so much better as a team, but like they just aren't executing inside the objective. So that's all I want to say. Just went off there a little bit.
Definitely
Optic,
not. I like how you bring that up. FaZe, when it comes down to getting the important kills on the hardpoint, because as if you're watching the last the FaZe Optic game, as Mr. X Maven were saying that you see FaZe definitely can contend with the likes of Optic when it comes to that slaying power. All group of talented guys, but when it comes down to it, FaZe really they're a bunch of slayers that don't know exactly how to continue doing that objective work. In the end, Optic, they pull off the slaying, but they're also making sure that they're taking care of the objective. And if you don't play the objective, you can't win those objective-based game modes. It can't necessarily be down to slaying. They're just getting the kills outside, the hill, let's say, getting, the kills on maybe rotation. But when it comes down to it, Optic can break. Optic's getting those kills in the hill, forcing them to spawn out while at the same time maintaining that objective. And that's where it really comes down to where those kills are coming from.
yeah, exactly. Great point, Nick. agree with you 100% on that. I just wanted to bring that up because just I feel like FaZe they just something's not clicking there in this game. I mean, you're like 7, 8 months in, and you're still like just not clicking. I mean, something's up. But we'll get on to our next match, which is a rematch of a game that went to round 11 last week. Optic and 100 Thieves. So I'm not even gonna lie, I don't even know what to say for this series. I just don't know. I imagine 100 Thieves is gonna do almost the same thing. They probably have some more tricks up their sleeves. I'm more interested to see if Optic's just gonna play him straight up or what they're gonna do to come at him. But if I had to pick, I say Optic comes out better. They're gonna win 3-1. I feel like 100 Thieves takes a map off them somehow.
I think Optic, being Optic, they're gonna just want, blood and revenge. Not, of course, they didn't lose to 100 Thieves, but the fact
But
that,
annoyed them,
they
yeah.
did go to a game 5 against 100 Thieves, round 11. 100 Thieves took their only uplink in stage 2 against Optic. They're just gonna want to, just run rampant with the game. And if anything, as Optic may play 100 Thieves' game, they start protecting or banning certain items that you don't typically see them do, and try getting inside the heads of 100 Thieves. As I forget, I think in Anaheim, what team they were playing, but the team they were playing ended up protecting high caliber. So in return, Scump just decided to protect rapid fire. Said, okay, if you're gonna protect high cal, we're gonna keep rapid fire in then. And I think if it comes to that, they'll start trying to get inside the heads of 100 Thieves.
Which I just
But
want to say, quick point. If you're listening, pro players listening to this highly doubt it, but if you protect high cal and rapid against Optic, I'm sorry to say this, you are stupid. Because you're just going to make them better, too. You're not getting better yourself, too. Optic's going to be killing you even quicker. That's all I want to say. Continue.
no, I mean, at the same time, you're right. When rapid fire is in the game, you see pretty much all 4 of them using rapid fire. Definitely Formal rocking high cal on M8, Manowar or Shiva, whatever he's going to be using. More than likely Manowar or Shiva. You don't really see him rocking the Manowar too often. Scump's definitely going to be wanting to run rapid fire on that VMP. And, I believe, if they keep those in, then Optic could just steamroll 100 Thieves, let's say, if they decide to keep in rapid fire and high cal in against them and just, play with their heads a little bit there.
Yep, agreed. Alright, last 3 matches here. I'm going to keep them short. Luminosity, Complexity. Luminosity, I'd say 3-0's Complexity, to be honest. Dream Team versus TSM. TSM, I feel like TSM is going to bring it to game 5. Dream Team clutches up, though. 3-2. 100 Thieves versus Elevate. Elevate wins 3-0.
I pretty much agree with all the predictions. Luminosity, 3-0's Complexity. Dream Team, I believe 3-1's TSM.
Yeah.
TSM has potential to take maybe S&D off. And who was the last match? Elevate versus
100 Thieves. I said 3-0.
Elevate, yeah, 3-0's 100 Thieves, definitely.
Alright, that will be the end of the second part here. If we'll continue here, but we'll take a little break, and when we come back, we will be talking about the Halo Pro League and E-League as well. Welcome back here, everyone. So, pretty much, question we are going to be talking about here. If we had to take one player off of Optic and replace him, who would we take off and who would we put on? So, we'll start with, I guess I'll start. I said Crim 6, mainly because Formal and Scump are just, slaying-wise, they're so valuable to a team. They're so consistent as well. You would need that. I said Karma can do anything. Like, he literally can do anything you need him to, and he's just such a dangerous player on the map. He always makes those big plays. Yeah, don't get me wrong, Crim, though, slaying-wise, has been weaker in this game, been the weakest on the team. And even though, let's be real, with Karma, Scump, and Formal, you really don't need an in-game leader. Even though, yeah, it does help out sometimes, but you don't really need him. And then I said to replace him, it's tough for me to say this, but I said Legal. Or no, did I say no, I meant, my bad. I meant Lacefield. But Lacefield, he is primarily an AR, but he is kind of a hybrid as well. Well, the reason why I say Lacefield is Lacefield and Fizzerb on their team are like the main shot callers, but Lacefield is more of like the AR slash sub, like the hybrid. And I feel like slaying wise, he just adds like he would fit perfect on the roster, like because you need someone else who's gonna be a slayer. I would say more of a sub in my opinion, but hybrid will do because you and Karma can switch off. So I would say honestly, yeah, Lacefield would be a good fix. He can slay, he can hybrid, and he can also make those in-game shot calls as well. So I know it's an interesting pick, but yeah. So Nick, who would you take off and who are you replacing, or who are you putting in?
So I would also replace uh, Crim Six. I feel that Formal, one of the best ARs, Scum definitely being one of the best subs, and if you have on your team a really strong AR, one really strong AR, one really dominant sub, that's what you really need on every team. And like you said, Karma, he fills in anywhere he needs to be. He's gonna be on it, and he's definitely gonna be you know doing whatever you need to do. Push out spawns, he's going to push out spawns. Anchor, he'll anchor. Stay in the hill, he'll stay in the hill. Karma overall, just a well-rounded player. To replace Crimsix, I decided that I would choose JCap. I feel that JCap is a really good AR to complement Formal's AR, especially on certain maps, let's say like Fringe, where you can really use two strong AR, players. I feel like JCap would fit well. And JCap, he's also a very good in-game vocal leader for Envious. He's definitely makes most of the shot calls for them, as well as he's a player who's had plenty of experience, and I think that also is what matters. Crim Six, he started off with Call of Duty Ghosts, I believe, or no, Call of Duty Black Ops 2 in the Pro League, and obviously there's some players who went even further back, MW3 Black Ops, but Crim Six, he's also had that experience. Formal probably out of any of them the least experienced, and that's only because he started off in Ghosts, but you need that experienced player, in my opinion, as Optic is a very experienced team. And JCap being able to be very good with play calls and being a very big shot caller for Envious, he would definitely complement that well with Optic. And I feel if you have Formal and him go off with the AR, Scump and Karma go off with the sub, I feel like that's a very good, strong team right there.
Yeah, I know what I'm about to say is going to contradict myself, but the reason I kind of disagree with you here, yeah, don't get me wrong, Lacefield, like 60% of the time is usually an AR, but the reason why I like him is because I feel like Karma is really, honestly, in my opinion, the second best A, or like, I wouldn't say second best AR, but like top 4 AR. Maybe you probably put maybe an Octane ahead of him, maybe Slasher, but that's about it. No one else, wouldn't even say JCap's ahead of him, in my opinion. Like, when you look at Slash, or Lacefield stats, like I'm looking at his stats right now for almost every game in season 2. There's only 2 games where he averages under a minute in the hill. So like hybrid wise, he's like getting that job done, OBJ wise as well, and also he's sling wise and look at the numbers like against Cloud9, his overall series is positive 20. He's only had 3 series where he's been negative in a series. So I mean, this season 2 are, so it might be 4 or 5 actually, but still, like out of all of the matches they played, which is about almost 20 at this point, it's crazy to think about. His numbers really do stack up. He does a lot for a team, and I was thinking about saying Fizzer for this because Fizzer, shot calling wise, he does more of it in search. That's one of the reasons I said Lacefield. Lacefield's more of like a more in-game leader for respawn. And Fizzer kind of takes over in search. But I just want to say that I feel like more of a hybrid or a sub would fit better in Optic if you replace Crim, in my opinion, over an AR.
It, I mean, I see where you're coming from that, but I kind of disagree. I feel like an AR, if you were to replace Crim Six, would be better. I feel that uh, Karma, he would be better with a sub in his hands rather than an AR, which is why I believe an AR should be the one that would replace Crimsix if, obviously that were to happen. But I feel Karma would be better with the sub, only reason being that he's become in Black Ops 3 a very aggressive player for Optic Gaming. In my opinion, he's been making those huge plays with Heat Wave, obviously a very good, one of the best players with Heat Wave in Black Ops 3. And, obviously being, having to be that close range anyway, would have that submachine gun in his hand. And he's also been the ones in capture the flag, get cut off, return that flag. So I feel like he's been a very in-your-face kind of player where that sub would just work better for him. So with Stump and Karma with a sub, one more AR would be needed for Optic.
All right, yeah. I mean, Eric, before you make your predictions, do you want to say anything about this topic? Like, who would you play? Eric? You'd say more of the hybrid player or the sub? Sub. Yeah, agreed. Alright, now, since Eric wasn't here earlier, we are going to let him make his predictions real quick at the end. So I'm going to go game by game. If you wanted to say go in depth for one of them, you can, but particularly you can choose, I would say just pick a team, map count. So, alright, here we go. First matchup, we have Cloud9 versus Luminosity. This winner of this moves up in the standings and they'll both swap out. So, who do you have? 3-1. Alright, next up, we have both teams are 11 and 9, surprisingly. Rise Nation and H2K. Who do you have? 3-2. Alright, next game, TSM, FaZe Clan. Especially if you have Ivy going off. Ivy and Colchin are really good players. 3-2, alright. Optic versus Dream Team, they got forfeit, so we'll skip on to that. Complexity and Envy. Yeah, that's the match, because they don't have a sub, remember? They don't have a sub for Karma. So yeah, Complexity and Envy. Rio. Alright. Next one, H2K Envy. Game, alright. Yeah. Alright, Elevate and they have the potential. Slaying last year. 5-0, I believe. Yeah, 6-0 around there. Alright, yeah, it's still something, yeah. Elevate versus Rise. FaZe versus Cloud9. This is a rematch of an interesting one we saw last week. Optic versus 100 Thieves. Alright, Luminosity versus Complexity. Dream Team versus TSM. Last one, 100 Thieves, Elevate. Alright, well you heard it there, folks. That's Eric's predictions. So that'll be the end of the talk show. I want to thank both Eric and Nick for coming out onto the show. We'll see every week. There might be new people on the show. We'll probably try to keep... It will be 4 people in here in total at most, I would say, so we don't have too many people to talk. So it won't be, like, over-exaggerating, like, time-wise. So I feel like 3 people is good. We might add someone else in. Also, too, you might see different people getting swapped out, but... Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Also, we will change it up, the format. This is our first episode, but you'll be seeing gameplay next time we do this. It'll probably be a once a week thing, and once we'll start being more organized too as we do it, and we'll make sure we get things more down to that. So hope you guys enjoyed the first video. Drop a like and subscribe, and we will see you guys next time.